Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Red River Gorge is still closed, and as Memorial Day weekend approaches, seasonal businesses could take a pretty big hit. And as the Red River Gorge stays closed, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team is using this time to train. Plus, as the state begins to reopen, we talked with officials in Floyd County about how they are moving forward, as many have more questions than answers.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 1 minute after 6 on this Thursday, the 14th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, yesterday was a little bit soggy. Hopefully today is the opposite of that. Let's bring in Brandon this morning to get a breakdown of just what to expect on this Friday Eve. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, Will, and things are looking much better today. I can't rule out a stray chance for a passing shower, but for the most part, dry and sunny. For the most part, we're going to see some clearing skies, maybe a few clouds mixed in, but a big difference from yesterday, especially when you go outside and feel the temperature. Take a look at the last 6 hours on the satellite and radar, and you see a few showers drifted through the area in the overnight, but those are starting to wrap up this morning. Still some moisture in the air, though, with the fog, dense fog down in the parts of the Cumberland Valley, Lake Cumberland corridor, so be careful if you're traveling in those areas this morning. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, 45 in Jonesville's our cool spot, 58 in Prestonsburg, our warm spot this morning. It's quite a range there, but still, here is the most important thing. It is warmer than yesterday morning, and that trend only continues upwards as we head deeper to the day. We take a look at your day planner, and we see temperatures close to 80 by 3 o'clock this afternoon, so that's going to be pretty nice heading into the afternoon hours. Will?
All righty, Brandon, looking forward to that. Thank you. Well, as of last night, more than 7,000 Kentuckians have tested positive for the coronavirus. Governor Andy Beshear confirmed 227 new COVID-19 cases during his news conference last night. That brings the total in Kentucky to 7,080. 5 new deaths were reported, bringing the death toll to 326. 2,649 people have recovered from the virus. More than 117,000 tests have been administered. Many of these new cases are from just one county. Health officials in Warren County, where Bowling Green is, confirmed 72 new cases there alone. 14 of those cases were in children. The county now has more than 700 cases, making it the state's second largest hotspot behind Louisville. Now, Kentucky is receiving more money to increase coronavirus testing. Yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced Kentucky is getting more than $97 million. The money was made available by Senator McConnell's Paycheck Protection Program and Healthcare Enhancement Act. Senator McConnell says expanding testing is one of the best ways to slow the spread of COVID-19 and keep Kentucky families safe. Well, the Red River Gorge is still closed, and as Memorial Day weekend approaches, seasonal businesses could lose a big chunk of that revenue. And in addition to financial concerns, businesses in the gorge say the park reopening could help with mental health. Kentucky's online resources list hiking as a great activity as long as people maintain social distancing. And even if individual businesses do get the green light to reopen, they can't actually operate while Red River Gorge is closed.
To several of the owners, the business owners down here, and a lot of them were in tears. Having a business and getting the money is also life to us, because that's how we feed our families. That's how we take care of ourselves. That's how we put a roof on over our head.
Right now, there is still no date for when the gorge can reopen and when businesses will resume. Well, while the Red River Gorge is still closed because of COVID-19, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team is using this time to conduct more training so they are ready to go once things do open back up. But COVID-19 is also changing the way that they train. Adam Burnison spoke with the chief of the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team about how they've been training virtually.
According to John May, the chief of the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team, spring and fall would normally be their busiest time, completing roughly 50 to 60 rescues a year.
During the spring break time period when, unemployment started to happen, we had a lot of people coming into the Red River Gorge area. We actually had 5 rescues in a week.
Now that has all changed as COVID-19 caused hiking trails in the Red River Gorge to be closed. And while May says this has provided them a chance to take a bit of a breather, they're still using this time wisely by completing required training. But even that has changed into a virtual form as they stay healthy at home while learning wilderness navigation.
He was able to take equipment that we use like compasses, put on those maps, show us how you would use that in a wilderness environment, almost like he was sitting there across from us, doing the training.
And once the Red River Gorge and other trails open back up for the public, May says their team will be ready with a new set of guidelines they'll follow to make sure everyone stays safe and healthy during a rescue.
We test fitted our medics on the team to be able to wear respirators. That's required by OSHA. We set up a wash station on the truck. So as we come out of the fields, we can wash our hands and clean our hands. We have hand sanitizer for all the team members to carry with them. If we come up on an individual that's not wearing a mask, we also have masks that we can apply on those subjects.
In the Red River Gorge, Adam Burniston, WKYT.
Now, May says that while their training courses are required on a monthly basis, these classes help their team stay sharp and ready to go for when they have to complete any type of rescue that they may encounter. Well, the University of Kentucky is laying out 4 different plans on reopening this fall. That includes a normal in-person start, delayed start, hybrid learning, and entirely online classes. A delayed start would have students move in after Labor Day and would eliminate fall break. That would also include 3 weeks of online learning. A hybrid semester would start in August, and in-person instruction would end with Thanksgiving break. UK is looking for feedback on each plan. By June, they expect to have a final campus restart plan in place. Well, as the state begins to reopen, the Kentucky Department of Education is looking forward to the upcoming school year. But as preparation for next school year begins, educators are left with more questions than answers. The Kentucky Department of Education is asking superintendents to prepare 3 calendars, one to begin in July, one as usual, and another after Labor Day. In Floyd County, Superintendent Danny Atkins says they are focusing on upping their online learning.
So every student in Floyd County from the 5th grade to the 12th grade, they have their own device provided by the district. So we're looking at going ahead and getting that from kindergarten on up.
Some other steps they are taking include looking at how to social distance, considering some students coming to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and others Tuesday, Thursday. Atkins also wants to make the school as clean as possible. He says they are purchasing equipment to mass sanitize. This week, schools can also apply for funds from the CARES Act and the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund to help fund these type of changes. Well, schools across the region are finding ways to recognize the class of 2020 while putting aside normal practices. In Johnson County, 2 high schools also decided to put aside their rivalry. WIMT's Buddy Forbes has more on how the schools came together to honor their senior class.
The hallways sit empty, and graduation chairs sit idly by.
We owe a lot of gratitude to the class of 2020.
But the class of 2020 is very present on the streets of Paintsville.
While we can never replace the memories and experiences that they lost those last few weeks of school, we do feel like that we are replacing those with some extra special memories.
Paintsville's Main Street program worked with the county high schools to tie ribbons around town for the class that did not get to tie up its senior year.
It may be as simple as a ribbon. That means a lot to these graduates because it's letting them know that even through all of this, they are not forgotten.
Black ribbon to represent Johnson Central and blue for Paintsville, intertwined together on poles and signs around the city.
We were not just Team Paintsville, Team Johnson Central, we were Team Johnson County.
Many businesses have senior photos on display, celebrating a class that will forever be remembered.
And the way that they've handled an obstacle like this shows even more grit and ability for them to succeed in the long run.
For the things they could not control.
This year didn't end the way we'd all hoped, and I just know that they are going to be stronger from this and they're going to overcome anything in their future. If they can overcome something like a pandemic, they can overcome anything.
And for all they have conquered. In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the principals say both schools also have big plans for non-traditional graduation ceremonies in the weeks to come. Well, with no graduation ceremony, Morgan County is finding ways to celebrate their class of 2020. Police cruisers and fire trucks escorted seniors through West Liberty. Earlier yesterday, each one picked up their diplomas outside the high school. No one got out of their cars, but some celebrated through the sunroof. Morgan County's principal says they are doing their best to show how proud they are of the class of 2020.
6:11 on this Thursday morning, and we're seeing just a few more clouds over Stonecrest Golf Course this morning. So some spots may be seeing a little more cloud cover this morning than others, but again, sunshine will break through all those clouds a little bit later today. We take a look at our temperatures, 40s and 50s, depending on where you are. I would say the 40s are where the clouds have already cleared out, and the 50s are still where the clouds still are, even though we only got up to 56 yesterday in most areas. So I'd say that that's those southwest winds cranking in there, already pushing those temperatures upward this morning. Emoji cast for today, well, sunny skies, warmer temperatures today. It's going to be fairly nice. Again, sun will mix with clouds today. More sun tomorrow. Straight chance for a shower both today and tomorrow can't be ruled out. And sun and clouds for your Saturday as we head into the weekend, but some scattered chances for showers and storms will pick up. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Well, coming up, as businesses reopen, there is now a question of how many people's jobs will still be around in the long term.